Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, giving you even more specialized support than ever before. Like access to the trade desk, our team of passionate traders ready to tackle anything from the most complex trading questions to a simple strategy gut check. Need assistance? No problem. Get 24/7 professional answers and live help, and access support by phone, email, and in-platform chat. That's how Schwab is here for you, to help you trade brilliantly. Learn more at schwab.com/trading.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today, we have a special guest.
How are you doing? It's Major 7.
Major 7. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to finally talk to you. You're so talented. Like, wow. Amazing. Your resume is impeccable.
Wow.
Absolutely stunning. But I love going back to the beginning. I always say that the beginning kind of charts our trajectory and like where we're going in life, like a little small habits that we pick up along the way. When we were kids, kind of follow us in our adulthoods. So tell me a little bit about your childhood. Like, what was that like? And kind of how did you find your way into music?
Well, yeah, my childhood was very interesting. Like, my parents, they were very into education, especially my mom. She was always like, had us learning stuff, winning spelling bees, all that stuff. So she's very big on education. And my dad, he was always just like really good with his hands. Like he was a good cook, a good electrician, a good, like anything that's handy, he's good at that. So I feel like my parents are a combination of like brains and skill. And and so I think just the way they raised us, it just like empowered us because they always like, like gave us the tools whenever we're interested in something. If we wanted to do science, we had a little science lab and all kind of equipment and music, art, all these different things. So I feel like they really helped support our creativity and
I think that's super
and
important.
just foster it. Yeah, no, it is. I feel like it had a huge impact on like the things that I'm doing now.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, did you like when you were discovering that, I'm sure like the whole process of, getting into the music world, was there like a defining moment, do you remember in your life where you just kind of like it clicked where you're like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like this is what I actually want to do.
I feel like it's always kind of been that way since I've been in high
Nice.
school. Um, I can't remember when the defining moment was where it's like, this is what I want to do. But once I got into it, it's like, that's all I wanted to do. I'm very like obsessive. Like whenever I find something that I love and enjoy, because early in my life, it was art and playing the piano and those different things. And so one point it was just computer stuff. So like whatever I'm going in on, I try to go 100%. So I think once I got into to producing music, just kind of never stopped from there.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's all I ever did professionally. So I just went full force with it.
Okay, so like that journey of going full force, like, okay, so what, you knew what you wanted. What was next? Did you just start to go, like figure out what school you wanted to go to learn everything? And then like, what was that process like?
I actually started producing music like towards the end of high school,
Nice.
and really like my wife now was kind of one that inspired it because she was trying to write a song, and I was
Yeah.
just like I didn't know any R&B producers. It was just hip hop producers that I knew. And so I had the software and I was just like, yo, let me try this real quick. And that's kind of how it all started, just me making beats. And then from people like the first one, I just kept going and going. And like I said, once I start doing something, I always do it with the intention of like becoming the best and just having fun with it and staying in love with the craft. So I've I've just kept that same energy from day one. And I feel like it's a lot of networking, it's a lot of just learning and really just staying in love with the craft. I feel like that's the most important thing. Like what made you do this when it wasn't for money or when you were just a kid and you just wanted to be the best. And like I try to keep that same like inspiration and mindset every day. Like just remembering like it wasn't always just business. It's just a true love and a passion and being creative and making art, you know. So I just try to keep challenging myself and keep trying to like do something fresh and something inspired. Like I'd rather make no music than uninspired music.
And that's real. And I love that. I mean, a lot of people don't. I feel like, especially in the business that we're in, entertainment, I think whether it's not in music or film, I feel like there's always these like, deadlines, and you're like, okay, I got to make it this, I got to do this, I got to there's like on to the next. It's like, and so when
Yeah.
you're not, sometimes you're not inspired. You're like, it's not coming. I don't feel the inspiration coming from it anywhere. Um, but so that's good to know that you rather not.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Do something if you're not really there in that headspace, and that makes a lot of sense because your work is so great, because I think that's what it takes. It's like when it's there, that's the best time to create.
Yeah, and I try to like always just keep my mind in that space as much as possible. Just like how you saw before the interview, I'm setting the lights. It's like just
Yeah.
those things just get me in the right vibe, like the right lighting, um, listening to the right music before I even get into the studio, like preparing to be uninspired by saving things that sound inspiring. I could be anywhere in the world. If I hear a song that makes me feel something, I'm Shazamming it and I'm adding it to a playlist. So I'm always collecting inspiration, and I've documentary, like no matter what it is, like I'm always like preparing for the moments when I'm not as inspired so that when I do get in those moments, they last shorter and shorter because I've already, like protected my mind in a way to like where I could get into that zone and just prepare for it.
I love that. And that's beautiful. Your resume is absolutely amazing. So tell me, now it's interesting. Like, I'm sure like this journey is so interesting. Like the things that you love to do, the people that you get to meet along the way. Like I never started film to get to certain room of whatever. That wasn't on my mind. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
movies and create and have a good time and meet people. I got to pitch for Fox, and moments of like, man, I'm actually doing this. Like, I'm actually in these rooms. Was that a part of your journey? Like, was that a part of the goal when you started producing?
I would say I always wanted to work directly with artists.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even just about meeting them. It was more about like when I'm in the lab, I'm building my skill sets that goes far beyond making a beat. Like for
Yeah.
me, producing is like being able to like have a vision and see it all the way through from start to finish and contribute to all parts of the process and bring the best out of everybody. So because it's kind of a lost art in a sense, a lot of artists don't even know the value of having a producer. So they'll be like, yo,
Mm.
just send some beats. So sometimes a lot of stuff happen just from sending beats, but like you also have to show people your value as a producer. Like when I'm in the room, the song will be better because of my input, because of the things that I'm learning and the perspective that I have on the record and the way that I'm fine tuning things and the way that I know how to like, just like paint the picture and put colors to the sonics. So those little things just take the songs to another level. So I've always wanted to get in the studio with artists and be able to like contribute all of my skill sets to the production versus just making a beat.
Right, right, absolutely, absolutely. What's your process like when you say that you get something, someone you get a client, someone wants your services? What is the first thing what's your ritual that you do, like getting ready to
I would say basically not having a process. Like I feel like I just always do what's best for the song. Like I evaluate every record like on a different way every time I'm approaching it. So sometimes I might start with the drums. Sometimes they might have a song idea already. It could be a voice note, and it'll start for me like building around the scratch vocal. And then once I have a foundation, I'll lay the real vocals and build all the vocal arrangements. Then I'll come back in at post production. Maybe it's a production where I might need a live drummer and I'll find the right drummer or the right guitarist or the right musician. So it just depends on what the song needs. Like every genre, every song just calls for different things. And so uh the process varies, but from when I was in college, like I was always practicing to produce in different ways. Like, yo, let me produce in this studio where I'm not comfortable. Let me produce on
right?
my laptop or my desktop. Let me start with vocals. Let me do the vocals around the beat. Like it's just so many different ways um that I just like really train myself to be comfortable in producing. So I'm like really it could be however
I
whatever
love
is
that.
inspired. But like for example, a song I was doing the other day where I recorded to a beat that I really already had the hook, and then I realized what the hook was missing was just backgrounds. And then so I was like, okay, now I have a whole nother hook that's amazing. And so I had to build a production around that. And
Nice.
so I started with the drums and I had a bass player come in because I knew this bass player was going to give me the right foundation to build a production around it. So I literally did it a cappella, drums and bass, and then built the
Nice.
whole production around that.
Wow.
So it can really be in a number of different ways.
That's incredible. That's so incredible. What body of work, and you've done many, what body of work stands out and probably one of your most memorable pieces of work that you've done or were a part of and almost life-changing for you?
I mean, whenever I get this question, I always say "Devil Is a Lie" with Rick Ross and Jay-Z, just
Yeah.
because um
The name.
yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, and like having a record with Ross and Jay-Z, Jay-Z being like one of the greatest rappers of all time is
Yeah, he is.
it's just pretty legendary, just like growing up listening to him and for that to be like what kick started my career. And it was a huge moment. And to this day, it's a classic. Like people are always still sharing it, and it's
It's a
getting
great
licensed in
song.
movie. Yeah, it was just in the Monkey Man movie. It's
Oh yeah, right. That's right.
yeah, so it's just pretty cool just to see how far music can go, and and yes, it's a special moment for me. So that was the start of it.
What were now when you got that project, were you like, oh my God, were you nervous or were you like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. Like I'm ready for this. Like,
Well, I'm never really nervous. Like I feel like
love that
when I'm
energy.
yeah, even when I meet celebrities and stuff, it's
Love that
like I
energy.
visualize it in my mind so much that I just feel like I belong there. Like I feel most at
Right.
home when I'm in those opportunities and in those moments because I'm always thinking about it. I'm always like working towards it. So by the time I get there, it's like I've already been there
Yeah.
a billion times. I'm
I
real calm and chill. So
love that.
it's
No,
like natural.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, it's kind of how I felt when I first it's funny, like you're right. You just never know how far something can go, like especially music. Music is universal. It touches people's hearts and lives, I remember I met Billy Idol and I worked on his music video and I got to get work on it. And I was like, holy crap, it's freaking Billy Idol. This is crazy. But like you said, you just feel like, well, I work hard to get here, so it makes sense. I'm
Exactly.
gonna this is the natural progression of where I'm going anyway. So
100%.
absolutely love that. I love that. Um, has there been moments in your career where you felt like, you know, of course, uncertainty about something, about maybe the path you've chosen? And if so, how do you kind of get back to, I guess, center yourself and, you know,
Of course, like any kind of like entrepreneurship path is always, challenging and it's a roller coaster. And that's
yeah,
why like earlier when I was talking about like, uh just surrounding my mind with creative things and just like preparing for those what I call depressed mode. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like all creatives go through it, whether they talk about it or not, where it's just like you're not feeling as inspired or the journey is like weighing on you because things are taking longer than you expected, or like someone didn't pay you in time and all this other stuff. It's just so many things in the business that could like get you like, just throw off your mental space and so I just try to like, follow more pages on Instagram that have inspiring stuff. I have uh an app that basically has affirmations like all throughout the day. Every
great,
time I see my phone, I see affirmations. I
great.
keep those things around me. So I just try to like keep inspiring things around me. And also um as much as I'm always thinking about the future and building towards the future, like now I'm trying to be a little bit more balanced and like just appreciate the now, the journey
Yes,
and the now, because
yes,
sometimes we always think about the future so much, but there's probably things in the future where even if we achieve those goals and dreams, it might be something missing that we don't realize that we even have right now. So I try to keep that in mind and just try to stay in the moment. So I'm just like at an even pace. Like I feel like real at peace, like in the eye of the tornado. So you just got to be calm and just be relaxed and level headed as much as you can, and just not let things affect you like they
so
normally would.
true. So true. I love that. Being in the now, absolutely. Because you're right. We're so worried about the next thing, and we forget the moments that are important right now that we're in, and appreciating those moments and things that we're in life that we what we have now. It's so true. Thank you for that reminder. I have a
Oh, of
fun
course.
question. Fun question for you.
Oh
If
yeah.
you could be if you could be not managed, people hate saying like the word manage, but if you could sit under someone, uh, it could be a producer, composer for a couple years just to kind of get their energy and what they're doing, who would it be and why? Could be living or dead, anyone.
Mm, that's tough because there's a few people, and there's people in different genres too.
Love that.
Let's see. I want to say Dr. Dre. Like Dr. Dre's always been inspiring to me. Um,
Nice.
and Devil is Lie is actually one of his favorite songs too. Like I've always
Really,
heard
I
that. Yeah,
love
I heard that from
that.
several people, including him. And so just because of the way he produces, like he's really a producer. Like I see the way he still operates to this day. He has like the best musicians and like he has the vision and he's putting these projects together. And I feel like he just has a lot of experience, like even breaking artists and doing things that I want to do in my career. Even being in tech, like the way he created beats and got into tech. I'm kind of following that same path of doing like tech stuff, music stuff, and
Awesome.
all of that. So I really am inspired by Dr. Dre. He's definitely one of those people.
I
And then
like it.
outside of that, like because I'm Jamaican, like I've been tapping back into the culture so heavily. Um,
Awesome.
like like, I'm tight with Stephen Marley but I would love to like, be around him more and just like learn a lot
Yeah.
of just what he knows, like as far as like production and what he's contributing to fusing hip hop and reggae with like the Damien project with Nas and stuff like that. Like I feel like he's one of those that just did so much. And I've been learning about more legends within my culture and stuff too. And I just try to study as much as possible.
Absolutely. I love that. Those are really great answers. Another fun question, and there's no wrong answer, but the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose in one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Um, that's a really good question. Um, hmm. My brain is like calculating everything, but like,
Anything you want. There's no wrong answer. Anything you like. I'm so curious.
I feel like I would answer different ones for different reasons, but um, I feel like all right, if I said respect, it would be because I feel like when people respect you, um, you're gonna get the opportunities and the chances that you deserve, and like just being respected, you don't have to worry about as much because people is always gonna look out for you because they respect you and they hold you in a high regard. So like you good, you family good. Um, and then for power, it's just like I feel like you could get power from respect. Like there's a power in having people respect you and being able to have influence. And I feel like if you have that, then you could get money. So I feel like they all play into each other. But I could I could say it in whatever order, but I think that it starts with I would start with respect and gain money and power.
Okay. Nice. It's a great answer. Great answer. That's good.
What would you choose? I'm
Mm.
curious.
Um, I'd say money.
Yeah.
Because and I think there's no wrong answer, but I think when you have money, because it takes money to make things happen, to
Yep.
change the needle of anything. um I think money actually does bring respect and power to you, because it works in tandem, right? It's like, if you have money, I can fix a problem. Like, I don't have to go and look for it, I have it,
Yeah. No,
you
that's true.
know.
And I
You know
was
what I
thinking
mean?
about that too. It's different ways you could get all of them, but money's definitely like I
It's
felt like a lot of
essential.
time people respect you just because you have money, but at the same time, I want to be respected like outside of money. Like I want people to just respect me for who I am and just like what I bring to the table. And I want my power to not be based on money either. Like I want my power to be based on like, I'm able to inspire people. I'm able to
Mhm.
like be a leader or and I feel like those things could bring money. So I want to do it that way. But
Yeah.
like you said, it's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong. Yeah, there's really
'Cause-
no. I think too, respect for me. I don't care for respect because there are people that are not going to like you,
Yep.
and you can't do anything about it. And people are going to have a perception of you, whether we like it or not. Even if they never met you before, they'll just base it off of things that you've done, or your past, or what you've shown in interviews. And it's unfortunate, but I can't, I don't lose sleep at the end of the day. Like, the people that know me
Yeah.
knows me, and that's all that matters. Like, I think about Dr. Dre or Jay-Z, like those kind of guys at that level, billionaire status. Like, I'm sure people, like, there's a bunch of people that probably hate that they're that at that level, but it's like,
Yeah. No, for sure. And
that's
yeah, it wouldn't
great.
be for the average person. It would be like I would want the respect of the people who I respect and the people
Yeah.
who I look up to and the people
Yeah.
within my circle and the people that look at me as like a leader, look to me for something. That's the people who I would want the respect from.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great answer. I loved your answer, by the way. I've
Oh,
never
thank
had no one's ever
you.
like turned it around and asked me, so that I think that was kind of fun. Um, really quick, any advice for those out there that are trying to get into producing, for those young people out there that want to do what you're doing?
I would say be dedicated to the craft, always be a student, be consistent, network, and make inspired music. Don't just like it's okay to be trash. Like people always be like, make their first beat get too excited or think like yo, this is it, I'm ready. But you'll be surprised. Like it takes so many years to really be great at something, like for real. Like it's been so many times where I felt like I was ready, then I realized like years later, like, oh man, I had so much to learn and so much growth. But yeah, I feel like people sometimes aren't patient enough with themselves. Like if like it's okay to be trash. That's how I just look at it. But the whole thing is about just knowing who you are and just knowing like what you're capable of and not giving up. And like that's how you become great at something. But you have to like be cool with being terrible at something for a while.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah. I have some bad movies out there that I'm like, oh my God. But like some people love them. I'm like, oh
Right. What is cringe like,
yeah, it's cringe. It's like, thank God I've gotten better over the years. But like
no, it's the journey though. You got to enjoy the journey, and
journey.
that's the biggest thing. Just like enjoy that journey, because like that's the best part when like you're trying to figure it out, and like you're just like a lot of people get caught up in like feeling like you need something to do something. Just like how we just talked about earlier with money. It's like, yeah, money can help you do a lot of things, but there's a lot of people. The reason why I didn't say money is because I know a lot of people who are even artists that like are trying to break themselves into the industry, and they have a lot of money, but like that's not breaking them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'd
Mm,
rather be on the other side where I have everything and all I need is money to take it to the next level.
yeah.
Because sometimes, like even coming up, I would have just like one thing. I remember before I even had a keyboard, a MIDI keyboard, I would have like this little Casio, and I would play the melodies, and I'll click in every single note for every melody
Wow.
for I probably did that for hundreds of beats, like complex melodies and everything. Then I
Wow.
got a MIDI keyboard. I'm like, okay, I can play it in. Then I got an interface, and then I'm like, oh man, I need more input. So I need phantom power to use a condenser mic. Now I know what phantom power is. So every single step and every limitation, I'm learning something new. But if I had everything at one time, I don't know if I would have really mastered anything. And so like
Mm,
the
that's interesting.
curiosity and the limitations is what makes you be like, okay, what if I could do this? And then you realize what you need to do that. And it's something that I started telling people too, that I once read. It was about creative constraints. It's like people often see them as limitations for their
Mm.
creativity, but really it's the foundation of it. Like just having what you need and being able to create with limited things allows you to be more creative, you know?
Ooh, I love that. That really spoke to my spirit. No, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Wow. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
sometimes
you
you
for
just gotta
sharing.
use what you have, like I said, we're always thinking about what we don't have and with the future. So it's just like a lot of time we got a lot in front of us that we're not realizing.
Oh, so true. That's so true. We everything that we need is already within us. That is so
Yeah, for sure.
that is
It's
so real.
already here. You just gotta find a way.
That's it. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration.
Thank
It
you.
was a joy talking to you and having you on.
Oh,
Thank
vice
you for
versa.
sharing. Oh, thank you so much for sharing your energy. Um, I just really love talking to people. Just hearing the journey. It's so inspiring and um, yeah, just important to hear someone else's perspective because yeah, there's a lot that we can do now what we have already. So thank you
For
for
sure.
that reminder.
You're
Anything you're
welcome.
working on right now that you would like to share
Oh
or
yeah, for sure. Um, so I'm doing a reggae hip hop album in
Hey,
collaboration with Vas Productions. And we basically been like going back to the culture, like working with all kinds of artists. We got a lot of features from a lot of legends and even newer artists.
awesome.
Special music. It's a real I feel like it's a really fresh sound. Everybody I played it for is really excited and describes it as like refreshing. So we've been working hard on this. So I'm super excited to put that out. It's called Life of a Ghetto Youth. Um, and then on top of that, I'm working on a platform that I'm a part owner in called Waves, WAVS.com, where it's a music tech platform where we allow sample creators to retain royalties on their samples. And it's like the top 5% of sample creators were very highly curated. And there's a lot of musical inspiration on there. and we've already gotten placements on projects like Lil Durk,
Awesome.
Rhapsody's new album, bunch of stuff. So yeah, we're making a lot of moves and a lot of progress. So
Awesome.
tap
Congrats.
in. Thank you.
That's awesome. I mean, hey, I'm sure I'm gonna hear soon of like, and the Oscar goes to. It's gonna
Man,
happen
that would be
for
amazing. That would be
sure,
amazing.
for sure. No, thank you so much for sharing that. And also, where can people find you on social media to follow everything you have going on?
Well, it's just Major Seven spelled out MAJORSEVEN on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Pretty much the same on all platforms.
Awesome. Are you on TikTok doing any dances or no?
Nah, I'm trying to get more into like, utilizing TikTok more, but
I don't understand TikTok. I don't get it. I'm
yeah,
trying.
I'm still not all the way in on it.
I'm trying though. Thank you again. It was a pleasure. Definitely come back anytime. I mean anytime.
Of course.
It was so
Anytime
much
you want.
fun. All right, cool,
Oh
cool.
yeah, vice versa. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys.